This video is kindly brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence. Hi, my name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosery Apparel. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of thrift shopping or op shopping as we call it here in Australia, and so of course I thought I'd bring you along with me. In particular today I'm going to be looking for some new pieces for my house. I actually have a little mood board on my phone at the moment of all the types of things I'm going to be looking for today. I just find doing little mood boards like this helpful because it really helps to remind myself the type of style I'm looking for, because yeah, op shops can be completely overwhelming and it can be really easy to take home things that seem like a really good bargain but ultimately don't even go with your house or the style you're trying to achieve. So hopefully by doing this, I'll be very picky and only get things that kind of align with the style I'm looking for. I really like the look of bobbin furniture at the moment. I'll put some examples of bobbin furniture up on the screen now. I just think it's a really fun and playful style of furniture, and I would love to find some secondhand bobbin furniture pieces today. I also would really love to find a floor lamp base. And then apart from that, the main other thing I really hope I find today are some bookends. At the moment, I just have a whole bunch of our books sitting on our mantelpiece in our lounge room, and they, have started to topple over a bit. So yeah, some bookends would be really helpful to keep those books standing up. So yeah, without further ado, let's go and do a little bit of thrift shopping. So the first op shop stop of the day was Vinnie's, and the first thing I found was this amazing gingham blanket. Turns out it was a Laura Ashley blanket, which nearly made me get it, but I decided to leave it behind as it wasn't in the best condition and I already have so many blankets that I don't really have space for more. Then of course I had to check out the fabric stash, but sadly wasn't very successful this time. And in the same shop, I also found this incredible floor lamp, but it was $75, which I thought was just a little bit too steep for what it was. So I ended up leaving this shop empty-handed. The next stop is one of my favorites for treasure hunting, as it is just so jam-packed full of stuff. They've recently started organizing all of the bric-a-brac by color, which I find super satisfying. Here are just a few things I found and liked, but decided not to get in the end. This shop also has a huge range of furniture, and I did find this shelf which had the bobbin look I was going for. I ended up deciding to have a bit of a think about this piece, which I totally regret now because when I went to go and actually purchase it a few days later, it was gone. Then I went to a couple of Salvo's shops and saw this automatic can opener, which I just thought was the coolest thing ever, and it was such a cute colour. I also found this quilted cushion cover, which wasn't quite my colours, so I did decide to leave it, but I took lots of photos of it for inspiration for a future quilt project. So yeah, that was my day of thrifting, so let me show you what I actually did end up picking up. Okay, so I'm now back from my day of thrifting, and I have to say it was pretty successful. But before I get in and show you everything I found, let's just take a quick break to talk about the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence and launch your passion project. Whether you'd like to start making and selling your own products, create a beautiful portfolio to showcase your work, write a blog, or simply create any website of any kind, you can design and create your dream website all by yourself with Squarespace. You simply select from their range of beautifully designed templates, and then you can change up the template as much or as little as you like. You can change everything from the overall layout of the website to all the fun things like the fonts and colors with just a few clicks. No background or knowledge needed in coding whatsoever. I've personally been using Squarespace to run the Rosery Apparel website and online store since 2016, well before Squarespace was ever a sponsor of my channel, and I cannot say enough good things about the platform. Squarespace just just make it so easy to run my business successfully. I'm able to add everything to my website that I could possibly ever need. And not only does Squarespace have the desktop version, but they also have an app as well, so you can literally run your website on the go. This has been so handy over the years, especially when I went to Japan last year. I could keep an eye on how my business was going straight from my phone. I could see all the analytics and all the sales coming in. It was just so handy to not have to pull out my laptop to be able to do that. So if you've been wanting to try out Squarespace for yourself, then I totally recommend you take advantage of their free trial using the link in the description below, so you can really test out just how easy it is to use for yourself. And then when you're ready to launch your beautiful new website, head to squarespace.com/roseryapparel for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video, and let's get into the thrift haul and let me show you what I found. Okay, so unfortunately today I didn't find any furniture pieces. I found a couple of things that were nice, but just weren't quite exactly what I was after. And see, this is why I'm so glad I had that mood board with me, so I could really see whether or not it was the style I was looking for. I'm hoping this year to become a lot better at not buying things just because they're a really good bargain. I really want to be a bit more strict and intentional with every purchase I make, especially now that I have a mortgage. But I have to say I did find quite a few nice things for my house. Where should we start? The first couple of things I found were some champagne glasses. They are coupe glasses. I think that's how you pronounce them, which is my preferred champagne glass style. I just thought these ones were really pretty. I have a collection of assorted coupe glasses, and I thought these would very nicely fit in with my collection, and they were only $1 each, which I thought was a complete bargain. At the same op shop, I found this tissue box cover. I think this might have been a bit of an impulse purchase. I think it is super cute. It's also got some little bow ribbons on the top. It was only $4, so I decided to get it, and let me go get my tissue box and let's see how it looks. Okay, let's pop this on. Because like tissue boxes are pretty boring and sometimes ugly, so I thought it could be a really cute way to jazz it up a little bit. I don't know, it's pretty cute. What do you think? Is that too much, or is it very cute? I'm a bit in two minds about this one, but we'll see. I'll keep it on the tissue box for now and see what I think after a few days. Also at that same op shop, I got a whole packet of these steel gathering hooks, which is super lucky because I actually have to hang some curtains up this week, and I was gonna go to Spotlight and buy a brand new packet, but I ended up finding these. The price tag had $0 written on it, which is a mistake, I'm assuming. So they put it through as 50 cents, which is a bargain. I can't quite remember how much these cost to buy brand new, but I'm pretty sure they're more expensive than you'd think. So yeah, super happy with this random find. And then I also picked up a couple of really pretty lace tablecloths. These were both $5 each, and they're just amazing. I like the idea of using them as a tablecloth, but in my last sewing plans video, like that I filmed well before we even moved, I talked about potentially dyeing some lace curtains to make a dress out of, and I feel like these could be even better than the lace curtain idea. I would love to have a go at maybe dyeing these like a really beautiful dark brown or like burnt orange brown color, and then making a dress from them. That could be a really fun project. Yeah, I decided to pick them up because they were only $5, so I may use them as tablecloths. I might dye them and turn them into a dress. I'm not 100% sure yet, but they're beautiful nonetheless. Next, I have this really cute vase. It's not a big vase, it's very small, but I thought it would be perfect to put like a little posy of flowers in. It's a really cool brown color, and it's got this rose flower design on the front, and I love how subtle it is. Like, it's the sort of color that goes very well with everything else in my house, and I just love how it's just such a subtle design on the front. This vase cost $3, and I think it might potentially be my favorite find from today. It's just so cute. This next find, I I can't believe it. Like, I actually can't believe it. On the mood board that I showed earlier today, I had this brass bow. I just thought it was pretty, and just like about every person on the planet right now, I have a real thing for bows, and so I just put it on there because I was on the lookout for cute bow home decor pieces, and then I found this hook, which is the cutest thing ever. When I found out we got this house, as a little reward, I almost purchased a bow hook just like this because I had visions of putting it on the front door and hanging a Christmas wreath because we were moving in December, and I thought that'd be really cute. But I decided against it because it was almost definitely not going to arrive before Christmas. So I thought I'd buy it in time for next Christmas, but didn't really need to purchase it right now. And now I'm so glad I didn't, because this little bow hook is pretty much exactly the same and it only cost me $3. So yeah, I'm looking forward to potentially sticking this on the front door around Christmas time this year and putting a really pretty Christmas wreath on it. Now I have a few basket type things. The first one is this really simple but really beautiful basket in quite a light wicker. They cut the price tag off when I purchased it, but I think it was $3. Could be a really cute fruit bowl. We have so many fruit trees in our yard and all the fruit is ripening at once, so I thought it would be really cute to just fill this up with some fruit. But yeah, thought that was a cute find. The next basket is this wicker waste paper bin. This was $6 and I just think is my type of rubbish bin. This is just going to be perfect in my sewing space. It's like going to go with the vibe perfectly, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's just such a random find. I almost walked right past it, but I'm so glad I managed to find it because it's just so cool. So something that I have really gotten into lately is reading books. Ever since I was in Japan, I just got the bug to read books, and I only bought 3 books over with me and therefore had to read them so slowly in order for them to last. And then once I got home, I went straight to the bookshop and I kind of have not stopped reading since. So now when I go op shopping, I always have a look at the used book section and see if I can find some books that I might want to read. And I got so lucky with the books today. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. The first book I picked up is one that has been on my to be read or TBR list for a little while now, and it's Mexican Gothic. I have not even been able to find this in the bookshop, so the fact that I've found it secondhand just makes my day. I've just heard lots of good things about this book and it sounds like a really interesting read, and it was only $8, so I decided to pick it up. Next, I got a copy of Jane Eyre. I've never read this book, but I watched the movie, the like recent adaptation film that came out. I don't even know what year, it was probably 10 years ago, but it doesn't feel like that long ago, and I really enjoyed it. So I've been kind of wanting to read the book now, and so I found this copy of Jane Eyre and it was only $3, and I kind of really liked the cover of it. There's something really beautiful about it, so yeah, I decided to pick this one up as well. Next, I have another one that's been on my list for a little while, and that is If We Were Villains. This one was only $2 from the tip shop, which, yeah, is an actual bargain considering how much a new book costs. I just can't believe I only paid $2 for this. Again, I have heard such good things about this book and it sounds really interesting as well. And yeah, I'm excited to give it a read soon. And lastly, the book I'm probably most excited to have found is The Wise Man's Fear, which is the second book in the Name of the Wind series. The Name of the Wind is one of Matt's favorite book series of all time, and I have heard only good things. Like, everyone raves about this fantasy series, and so it's been on my list of books to read for a very long time. We own the first book in the series because Matt read it and then he decided to listen to the audiobook for the second book, so we don't actually own the second book. But I can't do audio books when it comes to novels. I can only listen to non-fiction, so I knew I was going to have to pick up this book eventually, and then I just so happened to find it in the op shop today, which I'm just so excited about. The original price on the back of the book, and it's from Dimmicks, which I think is one of the cheaper book shops in Australia, is $33, and I picked up this book for $8. $8, so it was going to cost me at least $33, I would say. And the fact that I picked it up for $8 is just such a bonus. I'm hoping to start reading this series in autumn. To me, fantasy books are very much suited to colder weather. The idea of like getting cozy and having the fire going and sinking into a really in-depth story like a fantasy, it just sounds so ideal. And the last 3 items I have to share are all very similar, and I actually didn't find them today. I actually found them a couple of weeks ago when my mum and I popped into an op shop because we're looking for some jars, because we've been preserving the fruit from our fruit trees. But I thought I'd show you them anyway because they are pretty cool. I don't know if this is gonna make sense, but basically we have a work shed outside that we're currently renovating and doing up, and have big plans to potentially turn into a food prep and outdoor entertaining kind of area. And Matt has visions of like putting a whole heap of shelves along one of the walls and filling the shelves with all of our preserves and pickles that we're going to be making with the produce from our garden. He also wants to get into beer brewing and making all types of like different fruit wines and things. And so I saw this amazing amber bottle and I called him straight away and sent him a photo and asked whether or not he thought this would go with the vibe, and he was like, yes, 100%. So I decided to pick it up for an op shop. I think it was super expensive. It was $25 just for this one bottle, but it is so beautiful. Like the top of it with these little handle things, it's just so different. And yeah, I've never seen anything quite like it before when I've been out op shopping. So I'm really glad I picked it up because I think it is going to go so well in the finished space. And then to go along with that, I also found these 2 bottles in the exact same amber glass. These were only $3 each, so a lot more affordable. And again, they're just really beautiful bottles. I actually think these would be really cool to fill with water and have on our table when we have dinner parties and things. Yeah, super happy with these finds as well. So yeah, that is everything I found today, and I'm actually really impressed with the amount of things I found for our house. And I'm also proud of myself for being a bit strict and sticking to a particular style. I just think it's going to be so much better off in the long run, not bringing home stuff that I think I like and then realizing it actually doesn't go with my space at all, and then I just end up donating it back to the op shop, which is just a silly thing to do. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed coming op shopping with me today. Let me know in the comments below which was your favorite find from today. It's really interesting seeing how much stuff I bought for my house in contrast to fabric. Usually I find next to nothing for my house and mainly only fabric. And I don't know if it's just because I've had a mind shift and I'm looking for home things more, but honestly I looked at the fabric as well and just didn't find anything today. So I just find that really interesting. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video until the very end, and I'll see you in the next one.